Okay, so now we're going to do the modernized in-cab for the automatic transmission truck. So we're going to start with our seatbelt. The seatbelt's properly mounted, secured, not ripped or torn, latches, unlatches, adjustable to the driver. We'll keep it latched for the entire in-cab. Next, we'll perform a safe start. We're going to check to make sure that our parking brakes are set. Vehicle is in neutral. You have to keep one hand on the wheel from this point on, everyone, all right? So from the time you get ready to start the truck till you're done with your in-cab, keep a hand on the wheel, okay? So we checked our brakes, pull, neutral, starting with my left, right hand's on the wheel, turning the key to accessory, one click. We're gonna wait for our gauges to sweep, and we're looking for our ABS light to come on and go off, which it did, which indicates our ABS system is working. Our DEF gauge shows full, so we know we have plenty of DEF. Now we'll just go ahead, start the vehicle. Next, we talk about the governor. My normal operating range for the air is between 120 to 140 psi. Governor kicks in below 100, kicks out between 120 to 140 psi. The safety relief valve opens at approximately 150 psi to release excess air and protect the system. So right now, I want to check our governor. We're almost full on air, so I need to fan the brakes down to get these needles to move again. So I need to fan down to about 100 and let the needles start coming back up, and we need to wait for the governor to kick out. So we're going to go ahead, fan the brakes. I heard the air compressor. I heard it. So now I'm going to go ahead and assist the vehicle. I'm going to hold the RPMs at about 10, and now I'm going to watch our needles rise. There they go, and now we're just going to wait for our governor. Let me see this real quick. So we'll show them what the needles look like as they're rising here. See, our needles are rising. And when the governor kicks out, we'll hear a sneeze. So we'll go ahead, we just have to wait till it builds to full air pressure. So you see the needles are moving. It takes a minute or two, but you know. Watch the gauges. Listen for the sneeze now. Okay, there it is. The truck sneezed, and we're at about 140 psi is where our governor kicked out at. So we let the examiner know. Governor kicked out. We're at about 140 psi. Now that we got that, we start our tug test. First is going to be our trailer or our tractor tug test. So for this test, we're going to go ahead and press the brake. We're going to put the vehicle into drive. We're going to release our trailer spring brake. We're going to go ahead and we're going to verify that we're in a gear, always with the automatic. Sometimes it kicks into neutral. Verify we're in a gear. And here we go. We give a slight little gas for a tug. There it is. Secure the vehicle. This test was successful because our tractor spring brake held the vehicle in place. Next, we'll check our trailer spring brake. Same thing. We'll step on the brake. We'll put the vehicle into drive. We'll release our tractor spring brake. We'll verify that we're in a gear, which we are. And we'll give a little tug. Oh, there we go. Woo, that held us pretty good there. Secure it. Vehicle neutral. This test was successful because the trailer spring brake held the vehicle in place. Next, we'll check our combination service brake. For this test, we'll roll the vehicle forward 10 to 15 feet, step on our combination service brake, and make sure that the vehicle stops in a straight line. We'll be holding the steering wheel loosely. Okay, here we go. We're step on the brake, put the vehicle in drive, release both our tractor and our trailer spring brakes, verify that we're in gear. In this case, it kicked it back into neutral, so we'll put it back to neutral, reset to a gear. There we go. And loosely now, holding the wheel, loosely, we'll move the truck up 10 to 15 feet. Just a little bit of gas. And we'll step on the brakes. There we go. Secure the vehicle. Back to neutral. This test was successful because our combination service brake stopped the vehicle in a straight line. The reason we held our hands loosely on the wheel at 10 and 2 was to see if the vehicle pulled to the left or right. If it did, this would indicate one of a few different things. We were on uneven ground, lower flat tire, brakes out of adjustment, damage to our suspension, or the load could have shifted. Next, if we have a trailer brake, we'll go and test that. Same thing, we're going to just go ahead and roll the truck ahead 10 to 15 feet, and we'll pull our Johnson bar, our trailer brake, make sure that stops the truck. So here we go, we're going to push the brake. vehicle into drive, release tractor trailer, verify we're in a gear, which we are, and then we'll just go ahead and pull up just a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and pull the trailer brakes. There we go. Whoop. Now we keep that down, brake with our right foot, secure the vehicle, and that's good. The Johnson bar, the trailer brake stopped the vehicle in a straight line also, holding the wheel loosely. If something went wrong, it didn't stop us in a straight line, it would indicate the same thing. Uneven ground, lower flat tire, brakes out of adjustment, suspension could be damaged, load could be shifted, okay? All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and do our applied pressure test setup. So for this, we need to first build full air. So I'm gonna go ahead and assist the vehicle up to 10, all right, and build air until the governor cuts out, until we hear the truck sneeze. Once we do that, then we'll move on to our next step. Remember, for this applied pressure test setup, it's critical you build to full air then. Okay, the truck sneezed, there we go. Okay, full air. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn the truck off, and I'm going to take the key out, put it in my pocket realistically, put it in my pocket, or you can, yeah, put it in your pocket, be safe. And now we're going to get out and go chalk our tires, okay? So when you get in and get out of the truck, make sure you're using 3 points of contact. All right, out of the truck. Then we'll grab our chocks and we'll go chalk the tires, and I'll be right back. Did it. Okay. All right, so we chalk the tires. Get our key back out of our pocket here. Back in the ignition, and we turn the key to accessory. Wait for all our gauges to sweep. Okay, once our gauges are stabilized and everything's where it should be, then we just go ahead, release our tractor and trailer spring brakes, and now we wait for our gauges to stabilize. Let me see real quick. We'll show them our gauges. Okay, we're waiting for our gauges to stabilize now. We could still hear a hiss coming from the knobs. Hear the hiss? So they'll be stable when the hissing stops and the gauges stop moving. All right, hissing stop, gauges stop moving. That completes our applied pressure setup. Next is going to be our applied pressure test. So for this test, I should not lose more than 4 psi in a combination vehicle in 1 minute. I should not lose more than 3 psi in a single vehicle in a minute. Okay, so we're going to step on the brake, and after the initial air loss, we'll start counting to 60. Let's watch the gauges. Watch the initial air loss. I'm going to step on the brake, watch the gauges drop. Here we go. There's the drop. Okay, once they stabilize, they just did. Now we start a 60-second count. 1, 2, 3, and we're watching our gauges through the whole thing. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28, 29, 30, 31. Now again, you're looking for any 4-pound drop, okay? 36, 38, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Off the brake. Now it doesn't look like the needles move very much at all. So this test was successful. We did not lose more than 4 psi in this combination vehicle. Next is going to be our low air warning light and buzzer test. For this test, I will fan the brakes down. My low air warning light and buzzer should come on at or above 55 psi. Here we go. And we're going to pump the brakes. Watch the needles. Pump slowly. Pump, release, pause. Look at the needles still moving. Pump, release, pause. Pump, release, pause. There it went on. Up, one more. There's the brake air. All right, there's our warning lights and buzzers. And this test was successful. They came on at about 55 PSI. We're at about 60, probably about 63. Okay, so successful. Last but not least is our spring brake pop-out test, okay? Now for this test, my trailer brake pops out between 45 and 20. My tractor brake pops out between 40 and 20. We start to fan down the brakes and we watch these knobs. Only these knobs. We don't worry about the gauges, okay? Don't worry about them. Focus on the knobs. Here we go. Pump. We just pump until both knobs pop out. They may or may not pop out at the same time. If they don't, up there, they both popped at the same time. Now we should be between 40 and 20 PSI. Now we check our gauges and we are at about 25 PSI. That test was successful. Okay, excellent. So now what we do is we restart the vehicle. We know that these popped. We make sure we're in neutral. Let's just go ahead and start the vehicle up. Okay, now we move on to the rest. Let's see here. We are going to pause that real quick. Okay, so the first thing we're going to start with is our lights. One click turns on all my lights except my headlights. Second click turns on my headlights. Left signal is working. Right signal is working. High beams are working as indicated by the blue icon on the dash. And my hazards are working. All of my lights are working. I will now turn the lights off. Next, we're going to talk about the emergency equipment. My fire extinguisher properly mounted, secured in its bracket, minimum 10 BC, up-to-date safety sticker, fully charged, and the safety pin in place. I have 3 red reflective triangles in its holder, not broken and can stand on their own. And I have a spare fuse for each circuit in my truck unless the truck is circuit breaker equipped. My windshield, properly mounted, secured, not cracked or broken. If there is a crack, it can be no longer than 1 inch, cannot impede the driver's view. I should have no illegal stickers, and I should have an up-to-date safety inspection sticker. The rubber strip around the window is properly mounted, secured, soft and pliable, not cracked or dry rotted, and not leaking. My mirrors, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mirrors are all properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. They are adjustable to the driver, and they are cleaned. This vehicle does not have any electric traffic monitoring devices such as cameras. My windshield wipers are properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. The blades are soft and pliable, pushed tightly or firmly against the windshield. They work, the fluid comes out, and they clean the windshield. My heater and defroster, turning the fan to high, turning the heat to hot, checking 3 positions. Face is working, I feel it. Turning to floor. The floor is working, I feel it. Defroster is working. All of my vents are working, and then you can turn them off. Okay, my horns, I have a city horn. I have an air horn. All of my horns are working. Okay, at this point, we've covered everything that we have to cover on the in-cab. Now what we can do is we can shut the vehicle off, remove the key, we get out, unchock our tires, and move on. All right.